Well, it says I'm live. I sure hope so. Beats the alternative. Oh, me. Oh, sorry to hear that, Darcy. Tell Dave we're all thinking about him. Geez, I'm walking in tall cotton tonight. Usually there's about one or two waiting. It says 6 are waiting now. Let's see. I know June's here. Dave and Darcy are here. Thomas is here. Lily. Hey, Lily. How you doing? Phew, I just barely made it. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes, everything all set up, ready to go. 2 minutes ago, I decided I needed more coffee. Almost didn't make it back in time. Never enough coffee. Well, hello, Wanda. I think you're new. Have you been in here before? I got an absolutely horrendous memory, so if you have and I don't remember your name, I apologize. And Ellen Fisher, I think that's a new one. Well, welcome, Wanda. Oh, always glad to see a new face here. It's 6 o'clock, and for the new ones, I know this is supposed to start at 6, but I always wait a few extra minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. We just chat a little bit, give stragglers a little bit of time to come on in. Oh yeah, the weather was pretty good today. It was a little bit gray. Yesterday was beautiful. Sunny, a little bit breezy, and it was a little bit chill, maybe 53, 54 degrees, but generally it was a nice day yesterday. Darcy, I'm doing okay. I'm, a little bit fatigued. I wasn't knowing what to expect after that PVE Wednesday, and it's whooped me a little bit, but nothing I can't handle. What part of Indiana, Wanda? You're not up there in the north end close to Gary, are you? I've got bad memories of Gary, Indiana. All right, don't tell me homesteading the right way is Justin? I think it's Justin. Hey, Nathan. Nathan from Samson Farms is in. Indianapolis, good place. I used to go to the 500 there every year back when I was a teenager in the 70s. Oh, me. I like your brothers. I called you Justin last time. Oh, now I'm embarrassed. Oh, yeah, Don. Still missing my pigs. There's a video, regular recorded and uploaded video. It'll be out Tuesday. It's already recorded, edited, and uploaded, just sitting there ready and waiting for 7:45 Tuesday morning. You need to go see that video. I started to title the video that it was a Gomer Pyle video. But I was afraid so many of my viewers were young enough they didn't know who Gomer Pyle was, and they wouldn't know what I was talking about. But I started to title the video, Surprise, Surprise, Surprise. I think y'all like that one. I gave it a title that was a little bit more YouTube friendly. We'll be talking about that here in a few minutes. What is YouTube friendly? What draws people to your channel? Of course, I'm an expert. I've got, 1,700 subscribers. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. But There's certain tricks that I sometimes ignore because I'm more interested in doing videos. I'm kind of a know-it-all. I'm do things my way, even if the other way is better. And I ignore some of the things I'm going to suggest today. But if you really want to grow your YouTube channel, I've got some ideas for you. Let's see. Nathan, you miss my pigs too. Oh, me. At least I'm sticking into one name, yeah? I'll just keep calling you Justin, even though that's not your name. Yeah, Nathan, but you're a little bit odd. Andy Griffith Show and Gomer Pyle USMC and all those. Most folks your age, maybe even a little bit older than your age and younger, don't remember that stuff. That was good TV. Wanda, the only reason... Hey, Shane. Good to see you in here. Wanda, the only way I went to that race, many, many years ago when I was a teenager, my dad was retired from the Air Force. And when he retired, this is a little bit of a long story, but it'll give some other people time to come in. When he retired from the Air Force, he did like a lot of people do when they retire from the service, or at least back then. He went into the motel business, built a motel down in Valdosta, Georgia. And it just so happened that Valdosta had 5 ITT Thompson Industries metal products plants. And ITT Thompson Industries was A.J. Foyt's sponsor. There's a name youngins won't know, A.J. Foyt. But anyway, they were A.J. Foyt's sponsor. And most of the ITT Thompson Industries plants were concentrated around Valdosta. And Thompson Industries used to send their corporate jet to Valdosta to pick up plant managers that wanted to go to the race. And they always had a couple extra seats on the plane, and since they were A.J. Foyt sponsors, they had all the tickets they wanted to the race. And either 4 or 5 of the Indy 500s back then, I got to fly on the corporate jet, a Lear jet, from Valdosta, Georgia. Yes, it does have an airport that would handle a jet. From Valdosta, Georgia to Indianapolis, get put up by Thompson Industries and their hotel, the block of rooms they had, and go into the race. That is the only way I ever got to the Indianapolis 500. I actually don't like to watch cars go around in circle that much. I'm not real big on NASCAR. I don't like NASCAR at all anymore, not since they quit being stock cars. When they let Toyotas into NASCAR, I was done with NASCAR. My favorite NASCAR driver was named David Pearson. That'll age me as far as what I like as far as stock car racing. My big thing is going straight for a quarter mile for 5 seconds or less. I love drag racing, top fuel and fuel funny cars. You want to get me excited about racing? That's what gets me excited about racing. Oh, let me see if I can catch up here. Let's see. I must have missed a bunch because y'all are talking back and forth about stuff that scrolled by. Hey, Mary Grace, how you doing today? Oh yeah, Wanda, that was fun. Riding on the corporate jet was enough. That made it worth it. Hey, Lynn, did you come in here? Oh, there you are. Okay, it is now 8 minutes after. I guess I've drugged my feet long enough, rambling on about stuff. Oh, me. Tonight I want to talk about something that has nothing to do with homestead unless you have a homesteading type YouTube channel. And it's not like I'm this expert. Of course, it's not like I'm an expert on homesteading either. But I do try to learn a little bit every now and then about stuff I do. and I do homestead, so I try to learn a little bit about that and share some of that. And I've got a YouTube channel, so I try to share stuff that I learned about that. And here recently, for the last few months, I guess probably since I passed 1,000 subscribers, all of a sudden, while YouTube is still fun, and I love doing YouTube videos, I love these live streams, I love recorded videos, it was never anything I thought about getting a big channel until I passed 1,000. I figured, well, I've got enough subscribers to be monetized. I might as well try to make more than 11 cents a day. That was my first monetized day, was 11 cents. I'm up to about 90 cents or $1 now. I might as well try to make some money. So I started paying attention to what makes a YouTube channel grow. And it's not what it used to be. Used to be, if you got a bunch of subscribers, you were going to make a bunch of money. That was it. As long as you got the subscribers. And YouTube has played with their algorithm over the years. And there's other things now that you can make a lot of money and not have many subscribers. I was watching a YouTube channel today that has 5 videos up. And most of their videos, 4 of their videos have less than 200 views each. And they have one video that has 4 million views. Now, you would think that would be a music video or something like that, and it's not. It's some people that are traveling around the country in their van, and they ran into some other people that were traveling around the country in their van down in South Florida, out east of Lake Okeechobee, and they did a video about those other people's recreational vehicle. And that video has got 4 million views. Do you know how much money they're making off those 4 million views? Do the math. And that's 4 million views since January 20th of this year. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that because I don't know. Besides which, everything I'm going to tell you about what will grow your channel, they didn't do. Because there's 3 things that will grow a YouTube channel. Your title, your tags, and your thumbnail. I write lousy titles. I'm bad about tags. And I hate doing thumbnails. When y'all see the thumbnail on that video I've got coming out Tuesday, you're going to say, Bob did that? Well, yeah, Bob did. Because I'm starting to pay attention. If you're doing a YouTube channel for family and friends, it doesn't really matter. Your family and friends know who you are, know where your channel is. They come and see you. And you pick up subscribers randomly here and there. But if you're doing videos that you want to get seen, you've got to title them so that somebody who doesn't have a clue who you are, has never heard of you before in their life, will want to come see your videos. The title needs to intrigue them. Therefore, the title can't be video of me washing my dishes yesterday. It's got to be something that just grabs them, hooks. It's a hook. In sales, that's called a hook. Your title needs to be a hook. That's what the thumbnail's for too, a hook. And the way you get those hooks, there are a couple of different ways. I'll tell you how I get mine. But what those hooks do is drag somebody in once they're aware of your video. Once that video somehow pops up on their screen in their suggested videos or whatever, those hooks drag them to your channel. But first you got to get that video to pop up in their suggested videos. And that's where your tags work. If they are looking for YouTube videos about homesteading and large black pigs and raising microgreens and laying chickens for eggs, then those should be your tags. Homesteading, large black pigs, laying chickens for eggs, and what did I say the other one was? I don't remember. Those should be 4 of your tags. Now understand, you've got 500 characters in your tags that you can use. The YouTube algorithm reads the first 500 characters, not the first 500 tags. Large black hogs would be 1 tag, but it's not 1 character. But you've got 500 characters that you can fill up, and you need to use every single character you've got available. That way, when somebody does a search for raising pigs on the homestead, you've got large black pigs. You've got homesteading. Okay, there's 2 of the things they're looking for, and you're liable to show up in their search results. That's when your title and your thumbnail come in. A title that grabs their attention and a thumbnail that reaches out and says, hey, come see me, come see me. So those 3 things, title, tags, thumbnail, are important. But they're not all that's important, and there's tricks to getting those 3 things. Something I picked up last week. We all spend time going to people's channels and commenting. Now, some of us go to people's channels and comment because they're people that come to our channels, and we go back and return the favor. Mary Grace is like that. If you watch Mary Grace's videos and you comment on her video, she's going to come see you. And she's going to see one of your videos and comment on it. Right, Mary Grace? She's a polite lady, and that's being polite. And I'm not saying don't do that. But I'm saying you need to do more than that if you're wanting to grow your channel. You want to, number one, the channels that you randomly, other than people like that, like Mary Grace does, beyond that, you want to go to channels that, number one, have a niche, a topic for the channel that is similar to yours. I'm not going to, okay, I do homesteading. I'm not going to get many responses if I go comment on a channel that's a microbiology, okay? That's just not going to get me any responses. But if I go to other homesteading channels, which of those people down there do I want to comment on their channel? I've never been to their channel. I've never seen a video. But who do I want to go see their channel? Number one, I want to pick people who are roughly the same size as me. Doesn't do much good to comment on channels that have 20, 30, 50,000 subscribers and do 2,500 comments in the first 10 hours and think you're going to get much out of it. One channel I like to watch, Arms Family Homestead. I like watching them. I don't comment much. They're just the really big channels you don't get much out of. What I do want to comment on is people who are roughly the same size as me. I've got 1,700 subscribers. Those are the people I want. Well, when you're looking down through comments on you go to somebody's channel and you watch a video that you enjoy, and you're looking down through the comments, which one of those would be likely to have a channel roughly your size that you'd just like to go watch a video and comment on if you like it? Well, you don't know how many subscribers they have, but there's a way to do that. Now, y'all have heard me say that TubeBuddy is a great tool, and it is. I'll tell you a little bit more about why TubeBuddy is a great deal here in a little bit. But beyond TubeBuddy, there's another tool that has free and paid versions, and I don't use the paid version. TubeBuddy I do. But there's another one that I do not use the paid version. I use the free version because it shows me one piece of information that I want. It's called Vid Iq, VIDIQ. I use the paid version because once you install it on your browser, when you go to pick any video for any channel in any niche, and you go to that video and you look down through the comments, out there beside the channel name, it tells you how many subscribers they've got. So I go to a homesteading channel, another channel similar to mine. People have the same interests, they'd be interested in the same kind of videos. And I'm comment on that video, but then I want to see if anybody else there that has already commented might be a source of new subscribers. I can look down through the comments. Don't have to read them. All I have to do is look out beside the channel name. One might say 1.76 thousand. That'd be like mine. That's about how many subscribers I got. 1,760,000, I think, something like that. One might say 0. That person doesn't have a channel. They just like going to homesteading videos. Another one might say 23. They probably got a little channel with 23 subscribers. Another one might say 23K, 23,000 subscribers. I might be interested in their videos because if they've got that many subscribers, they must have something interesting there. So I might go look at a video, but it won't be to try to pull in subscribers to my channel. Because if they've got 23,000 subscribers, they and I are hitting a different audience. I want people who, just to pick a couple of numbers, if I'm going out looking for subscribers, I want people who have between 500 and 2,000 subscribers. And as my subscriber level moves up, that number will move up. That doesn't mean I don't go to other channels. I go to channels that have 100 subscribers. I watch videos on channels that have 75,000 subscribers. But if I'm wanting to go to a channel that might get me more subscribers by watching a video and commenting on it, that's what I look for. And Vid Iq will tell you that information. Free version. Vid Iq does a lot of the stuff that TubeBuddy does. I think TubeBuddy does it better. I wouldn't even use Vid Iq if TubeBuddy had that feature on it, but it doesn't. I love using TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy free version is great for the 3 main things you need. TubeBuddy will show you how to keyword your videos. It'll show you how to put together a good title. It'll show you how to put together good tags. I'm not sure on the thumbnail. The paid version that I use has a thumbnail generator, helps you build a thumbnail. But I don't remember if that's on the free version or not. Mary Grace can probably tell you that because I think she uses TubeBuddy's free version. But I know it does the other 3 things, and that's the free version. If you want to pay for the paid version, fine. I'm not sure, but I think down in the description of all my videos, I think I've got a link you can click to get to TubeBuddy. And if you want to try TubeBuddy, if you want the free version or the paid version, doesn't matter. If you'll use my link, it helps me out a little bit. If you get the free version, TubeBuddy sends me an email saying, "Good job, we appreciate it." And if you then upgrade, or if you start out with a paid version, I think for every one I get, they knock 25% off my bill each month or something like that. I don't remember. But it gets me a little bit. So if you want to try TubeBuddy, use that link if there's one down there. And if there's not, comment in this video and tell me there's not a link down there. And number one, I'll get you the link and respond to the comment. And number two, I'll put the link down in the description. But I think it's there. I'm not positive. I think it's there. But that's a huge help, knowing how many subscribers a channel has, so that you know what. And I'm not talking about when you're just being nice. I'm talking about when you're out trying to build your channel. When you are specifically doing things to build your channel, it is great knowing how many subscribers a channel has. Let me look at these comments, because they're popping up on my phone, a whole bunch of them, but I don't pop up at two at the time. Let me see what I'm missing. Yes, I did, June. I came to your channel. Mary Grace, you and me both. When somebody has 10,000 subscribers comes and sees my channel, I'm sitting there thinking, huh? How'd that happen? I'm glad, but how did that happen? Hey, the homestead. How are you doing? Patricia, I didn't see you come in. The Heathstead, not the Healthstead. And since Lynn at My Goat Shed Life said hi Heath, I assume she knows him. Thanks, Thomas. I thought the link was down there, but I appreciate you putting it in the comments. Let's see. Patricia snuck in. Nathan at Samson Farms knows the Heathstead as well. I guess that must be one I need to go visit. If good folks like Nathan and Lynn know him, maybe it's a place I ought to go visit. Oh, Lynn doesn't know him, just being friendly. Okay. But I know Nathan knows him. He knew their first name. So he must know him. Either that or he's a good guesser. Hey Kayla, how are you doing today? Is it starting to rain over there? It's sprinkling here just a little bit. I guess 2 days of no rain couldn't stay away. It's starting to sprinkle just a little bit here. Yeah, there are some new folks in here. I've seen 6 or 8 names I hadn't seen before. 15 watching. That's a big deal for me. There's usually, what, about 8 or 10 of us in here? Shoot, we keep this up, we might break 20 sometime this year. Oh, Kayla, I'm not using your cup because Cindy washed all the dishes this morning and she hid it. I don't know what she did with it. Are you a drag racing fan? Uh-oh, my phone just said that we got disconnected, but then it reconnected. Michelle, there ain't nothing in the world like having 2,500 horsepower strapped between your legs and going, oh God, back in the day, 260, 265 miles an hour in 5.5 seconds. Whew, that's adrenaline. And that was a fuel funny car and a top fuel back when I was young, back in the mid-late 70s. And I hadn't kept up with all the tech, But I cannot imagine 10,000 horsepower in a quarter mile at about 3 seconds. That's just, whew, I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that today. That's okay, Michelle, that's fun too. Anything going fast for a quarter mile in a straight line's fast. You know, people ask me, say, you don't like NASCAR? Well, don't like it anymore. You used to like it back when they were stock cars, back when David Pearson and Cale Yarborough and Richard Petty, when they were racing, it was good racing. But I've never been fond of just turning left all day long. And never been a big sports car racing fan. And the Indy cars, I guess they're okay, but I never was real thrilled with those. But people say, Bob, if you don't like stock car racing because it's doing nothing but turning left all day long, why do you like drag racing? If NASCAR is so boring, why do you like drag racing? I'll tell you, it's real simple. You can have a wreck in the first lap of the Daytona 500 and win that race. It's been done. You can screw up, your fault, have a wreck, and win the race. It's not going to happen in drag racing. In drag racing, you got 5 seconds to do it right or go home. Because if you screw up at all, if you don't do it perfect every single time, you're not going to win. You're not going to move up in the bracket. Because it's rare occasion when both people screw up and you just didn't screw up as bad. That guy over there goes up in smoke and you have to pedal it a little bit. One of you's going home, you both screwed up, but that doesn't happen very often. When he goes up in smoke, you still better go good. And when you have to pedal, he's going to blow by you. That's why I find stock car racing boring and drag racing. A lousy little quarter mile is the most exciting racing there is, because it's do it right or go home. Let's see. Nathan, drag raced a hatchback Honda Civic. I'll tell you what, I never had it at the track, but I did shoehorn a 426 Hemi into a Pinto one time, a Ford Pinto. I had to sit in the back seat, and there was a lot of redesign work on the firewall, but I did get a 426 Hemi into a Ford Pinto. Let's see. Michelle, if you think those few seconds running down the track are exciting, you ought to try it in a fast car. I'm sorry. Bad joke. I had to. Ooh, I bet that was bad, Nathan. Back when I was late teens, early 20s, I had a 426 Hemi, and I put that thing into everything on wheels. I took a 69 Volkswagen van, cut 4 feet out of the middle of it, and mounted the 426 on an angle behind the driver's seat. That was fun to drive. I had it in the Pinto. I had it in a 62 or a 63 Ford Falcon. I guess the Pinto was about the lightest. And the Volkswagen bus was the shortest wheelbase. That was a trip to try to drive. Oh, tires stayed perfect, huh? Well, anyway, back to got off track there. I shouldn't have looked over and seen drag racing. How do you make your channel grow? I've skipped right past the single most important thing you can do to grow a channel. And the person that's in here tonight that does it the best is Mary Grace. Because the single most important thing you can do to grow your channel is to consistently produce content. Look back at my channel. I went a long time doing those coffee chats every day, and I'm trying to get back to it. But I went a long time doing the coffee chats every day. That's pretty consistent. I hadn't done a coffee chat in a while. But I'm down to maybe, well, if you don't count these live streams on Sunday, I'm down to being lucky to get one up every week. And my channel's paid for it. The subscriber count's not going down, but the viewers are, but the number of views is. And views is what you get paid on. So if you're trying to make money off your channel, consistently producing content is king. Consistently producing good content is queen. But you need to do those two things before you do anything else. Before you worry about your titles, your tags, your thumbnails, or anything else. Put out content. And then put out some more content. And then keep on putting out more content. That's probably the biggest thing you can do. And I've heard it said, there's a fella has a channel, his name's Alan Spicer. He's from England. He is a YouTube certified expert, which I've seen some YouTube certified experts I wouldn't listen to. But him I listen to. And he's a little bit oddball. He's not somebody you would expect toothless redneck pig farmer from North Georgia to listen to. He's got piercings up here, and I think he's got a piercing in here. He's not my kind of person, you know. But I sure listen to him. And he'll tell you the first 100 videos you do, don't even expect anything to happen. First 100 videos, you're learning how to do YouTube videos. The next 150 videos, you're starting to build some subscribers. I guess I got lucky because I hadn't hit 200 videos yet. But he'll tell you, consistently produce content. He'll also tell you how important thumbnails and tags and title is. Let's see. June, the coffee chats will be back, I promise. After the first week of April, the coffee chats are probably all I'm going to be able to do for a while. Nathan, I used to have a Challenger. I never put that 426 Hemi in it, but I used to have a Challenger. Did you ever see the movie Vanishing Point? Kayla, I appreciate that. Tell them I appreciate that too. Oh, me. I do these for fun. If I make some money, great. I've never been one to turn down money, but I don't do this to make money. I do this because I enjoy doing the videos. Believe it or not, I enjoy editing videos. I really do. And some of y'all have asked me to put out some videos on video editing. And I keep telling you I will, and I just haven't done it yet. That'll be something else that I'll be able to do, or I'll probably have to do, come first week of April. Okay, I was going to avoid this topic on this, but since that came up, I won't know till tomorrow, but I think I had the PVE this past Wednesday. I think my surgery is I've got to go see my surgeon on April 1st, and since I've already had the PVE, 6 weeks later is surgery. And he cuts on Monday and Friday. And since I'm going to see him on Wednesday, April 1st, I will know tomorrow for sure, but I would imagine he's already got me penciled in for Friday, April the 3rd. And when I go see him on Wednesday, I'm also having a CT scan. That CT scan will show whether my liver, the good side of my liver, it's called the future liver remnant, FLR. CT scan will show whether it's grown enough. And if it hasn't, and he has to do the ALPS, y'all can look that up. If you like just looking up stuff on Google, ALPPS, the ALPS procedure, which is doing it partially and then having to go back 10 days later and finish the job. My surgery will probably be on the 3rd, and if he has to do the ALPS procedure, that'll be 10 days later, which will be 2 Mondays later. And I can tell you right now, the one on the 3rd is the same thing I had last January. And 10 days later, that one is the same thing that he's doing on the 3rd that he did last January. Open me up in the same spot, same incision. Just go back in and finish taking out the bad part. And I know right now that videos on things like how to edit videos and my coffee chats where all I'm doing is sitting there talking to y'all, that's going to be about all I'm going to be able to do for a while. So if you missed my coffee chats, you're fixing to get your fill of them again. Let's see. Well, Kayla, they got a camera. Start them a YouTube channel. You do know who the highest paid person on YouTube is, don't you, Kayla? Let's see. June, I'm not sure. I don't think so. All my MRIs are with contrast, but all they're going to be looking for on April 1st is, has the future liver remnant grown like it needs to? Or in which case, Friday they'll just take out the bad part. Or has it not grown as much as it needs to? And if they take out the bad part, all of the bad part, it'll put me into liver failure and I'll die. So they will partially resect my liver to put a little bit more pressure on the future liver remnant to make it grow more. And 10 days later, the bad part comes out no matter what. Don, now I have got 10 cats, 3 dogs. I imagine there's a bunch of crickets and worms and stuff like that out there right now. That's it. No livestock. Want to get chickens. Chickens are a definite. I mean, I can't believe I call myself a homestead and don't have any chickens. Should have had chickens a long time ago. I did years back. About 12, 14 years ago, I had 100 laying hens. And when I got rid of them in 2007, somewhere along in there, I never have gotten any more. And I can't believe I haven't. Cindy and I have been talking about adding chickens, 5 or 6 years now, and just haven't done it. But chickens are in the near future. Let's see. Lynn, take it easy. Appreciate you coming, really do. Keep coming back now. Keep coming to visit here. You're a hoot to watch. Any of y'all out there, if you don't visit My Goat Shed Life, you need to. Lynn and Nona Grace, they're both kind of sort of homesteaders. I mean, they do homesteading stuff, but they don't really think of themselves as homesteaders. But they're a hoot. If you've never watched any of Nona Grace's videos, you don't know what laughter is. I can be down in the dumps, feeling like crud, and when I watch Nona Grace's videos, by the end of the video, I've got the biggest smile on my face like that you've ever seen. She has the most infectious laugh in the world. And Lynn is a hoot at My Goat Shed Life. So y'all need to go watch those two. Yeah, Lily, I do have stray roosters. Those are my neighbors. Y'all probably heard me tell this before, but he's got about 15 chickens. I don't own a chicken. But he's got about 15 chickens, and he doesn't buy chickens for eggs. He buys chickens because they're pretty. And all his chickens hang around over here. Now, I don't know if they used to hang around over here because of the pig poop, or if they'll keep hanging around over here. I'm scattering out a little bit I've got probably 50 pounds of pig food left, and I scatter out a couple handfuls a day for the chickens. And I don't know if they'll keep coming over here or not, but they were coming over here for all the worms and everything in the pig poop. And he gets them for looks. And as anybody who's had chickens knows, I apologize for all this coughing. As anybody who knows anything about chickens knows, birds in general, the male bird is always better looking than the female bird. I sure am glad it's not that way with humans. I am so happy that the women look better than ugly old men like us. But anyway, so he has got, out of 15 birds, I would bet 8 of them are roosters. And anybody who has watched many of my videos knows they are noisy roosters. And sometimes when I do those copy chats, they're like 5 feet away. I quit trying to run them off. Oh, Nathan just said something that's important on improving your YouTube channel. It won't affect how many viewers you get. It won't affect how many subscribers you get. But if you get over 1,000 subscribers, and if you get monetized, it will affect dramatically how much money you make. Nathan said he's got a 16-minute video that's taken him 12 hours to render. Must be shooting in 4K. Either that or must have about 6 or 8 audio tracks and 6 or 8 video tracks. But anyway, 16-minute video is what triggered my memory. You can make 1,000 videos, have 20,000 subscribers, every video getting 500 views first day. You'll make a little bit of money, but you won't make near as much as you would have. If you make 1,000 9-minute videos as opposed to 1,000 11-minute videos, your income will be cut in half. YouTube will monetize a 9-minute video. But YouTube does not like to monetize anything under 10 minutes. They'll do it and you'll make some money. But if it's under a 10-minute video, now I'm not, okay, let me finish that and then I'll say something else about it. If you make 9-minute videos, 8-minute videos, as opposed to 10, 11, 12-minute videos, it will dramatically affect your income off of YouTube. Dramatically. With that said, don't stretch out videos just to get more time. If you're doing a video on a subject that's a short subject and it deserves 5 minutes, do that 5-minute video. Because otherwise, if all you're doing is adding fluff to try to make a 5-minute video into a 10-minute video, you're creating content, but you're not creating good content. You're not creating content that'll bring people back to your channel. Somebody will come see it. They'll take one look and they'll be done with your channel. They'll never come back. They won't tell you about other people's chat. They won't tell other people. It's getting old. They won't tell other people about your channel. In the long run, it'll hurt. Don't turn what should be a 5-minute video into a 10-minute video. But when you're planning your video, plan it to where you can legitimately do videos that are over 10 minutes. It will dramatically affect everything else on your channel. It'll affect how much YouTube promotes your channel. It'll affect how much you make off of YouTube for the same number of views. It'll dramatically affect everything else on your channel. So always keep your videos over 10 minutes without just doing fluff to get to the 10-minute mark. You're welcome, Mary Grace. It's truth. I love watching your channel. If I didn't care less about anything that you're talking about, just watching your channel puts a big smile on my face. I love it. Done. We've got coyotes, possums, and raccoons. And possums can actually be a good thing. I'll be doing a video on that, hopefully sometime this next week. Instead of your chickens feeding the possums, I've got a way for the possums to feed your chickens. Possums can cut down on your chicken feed cost dramatically. And I'll be doing a video on that. Even though I don't have chickens, I'll be showing you how you can use possums. You could use raccoons. I shy away from doing anything with a raccoon because here in Georgia, raccoons are a good number here in Georgia are rabid. And the only thing I do with a raccoon is kill it and stay away from it. Get it away from my stuff if it's anywhere near any of my stuff, because raccoons around here, good chance if you have to deal with a raccoon, you're dealing with a rabid animal. So you can't use raccoons for what I do with possums. But I'll be doing a video showing you something to do with possums that'll cut down on your chicken feed. Actually, Shane, it's the best chicken food in the world. It is pure protein. Nathan, to me, anything, I hate the term organic. Right off the bat, I'll tell you right now. Organic used to mean something, okay? Organic used to mean you grew things naturally without chemical inputs. Now, organic, as far as I'm concerned, means absolutely nothing. Organic is a certification you buy from the government. If you produce over, I think it's $5,000 worth of stuff a year, and you want to call it organic, you got to get a permit from the government, just like you do for everything else. And there are ways around all of the requirements. If you think organic means anything, I got a question for you. You ever gone to the supermarket and gone down the spaghetti sauce aisle and you seen all those bottles and bottles and bottles of Ragu spaghetti sauce? And all those bottles and bottles and bottles of Prego spaghetti sauce? They've got all Ragu and Prego both. They've got organic spaghetti sauce. Now you look at all those bottles of spaghetti sauce on that shelf in that store. And then you think about just how many stores that chain you're in has. And then you think about just how many chains of grocery stores there are in this country. Do you really think, using the true definition as it used to be of organic growing methods, do you really think there are that many organic tomatoes grown in this country or grown anywhere else and shipped in? I tell you right now, there's not. Organic used to mean something. And all it is now is a certification that you buy from the U.S. government. Don, do I eat any of what? Not raccoons, not possums. Yeah, Nathan, you're right. Where I started to go when you asked about organic on deer, there's nothing out there roaming the woods that eats grain that is non-GMO, because they all get into farm crops. Deer love corn. They love to get into people's corn in their gardens and everything. You can hardly find a non-GMO ear of corn in this country anymore. There's some heritage breeds out there, some heritage varieties of corn, but 99% of what's grown on commercial farms and your neighbor's garden, 99% of it's corn that was bought just from a regular feed store, and it's genetically modified corn. So when a deer eats it, no, that deer is non-GMO. And that goes for almost anything else that'll get into somebody's garden. Because most of what's grown in gardens these days, unless somebody's real particular, most of what's grown in gardens is genetically modified. So whatever eats out of that garden is genetically modified, including you and me. Let's see. Mary Grace, I got a story about that. Talk about stopping the line. Hang on just a second. Let me run through the rest of these comments, catch up a little bit. Okay. Mary Grace talked about they had a factory that made things and they just stopped the line, changed the jar labels. Okay. My backstory life is pretty much an open book on this channel. If you want to find out anything bad about me, it's real easy. Just go back and see my videos. My first wife, out of 3, this one's a keeper. By keeper, I mean she's going to keep me. She's not going to run me off like the other 2 did. Might have something to do with the fact that I'm sober this time. But anyway, my first wife would not eat, loved peanut butter, and would not eat a bite of peanut butter unless it was Jif. If it wasn't Jif peanut butter, she wasn't interested. And I told her, I said, you know, peanut butter is squished up peanuts out of the same field. Why don't you buy an off-brand? It's cheaper. No, got to be Jif. Jif special. Well, we lived down in South Georgia, lived in Valdosta, Georgia. And I happen to know that there was a company over in Albany, Georgia, about 90 miles away, named Wholesome Foods. Holsom or SUM, Wholesome Foods. that made peanut butter. And they made peanut butter for a lot of private label stuff like Kroger brand or back then Big Star brand, I don't know. But they also made some name brand. And I told her, I said, we're going to go over to Albany because I had a friend that worked there. And I made arrangements for us to get a tour when they were running peanut butter one day. We went over there and we're standing there walking along the peanut butter line, a big old vat full of peanut butter. And the machine moving the jars along and peanut butter getting squirted into the jars and moving along and the lid getting spun on them and moving along and the machine putting a label on them and moving along, putting them in a box, casing them up. So we're standing there and they're running peanut butter. And I asked, my wife was named Lynn. I said, Lynn, what's that jar say? And she looked at it, and because they had stacked up, we were down at the end of the line at this point. And I forget what brand it was. Pick a brand, pick an off brand, a generic brand. That's what it was. I said, okay, let's just stand here for a minute. Watch this. We stood there for about 10 more minutes, and bell rang. They had run as much of that off-brand as they were supposed to run, and they were changing over. So they changed out jars, they changed the labels in the label machine. They didn't change the peanut butter in the vat. Same vat full of peanut butter. They started the line back up and the jars start running and they're going under the squirter, which was filling the jars full of peanut butter and moving on to the part where it spun the tops on and moving on to the part that put the label on and moving on to the part where he could stack, they got stacked into a case and got put on a pallet. I said, Lynn, what's the label on those jars say? She went around where she could see a jar. She said, Jif. I said, so you're willing to spend more for Jif peanut butter than the exact same peanut butter you just saw coming down the line with a different label. I like Jif. I want Jif. That might have a little bit to do with why we're not married anymore. But that's a true story. Oh, let's see. I am falling behind. Y'all are commenting big time today, and I can't keep up. Every living animal is GMO. Yeah, that's true. No matter what they eat. I remember JFG brand. It wasn't just JFG peanut butter. I remember JFG, and I can't remember what JFG stood for. All right, I have run off at the mouth for an hour, and I've been trying to keep up with comments, but hadn't done a very good job. I'm going to shut up for a minute and let anybody got any questions about anything I've covered or anything else you think I need to cover or anything like that? Oh, June. That just sounds nasty. That sounds like something I'd eat. Jelly mayo peanut butter. My wife thinks I'm nuts. You know what one of my favorite sandwiches is, or used to be? I spent 3 months in jail back in late 2008 because of an incident that I have covered on this channel that I'm not going to go into now. But before that, I used to love bologna. And you know what one of my favorite sandwiches is, or was? Peanut butter, grape jelly, and bologna. And every time I say that, Cindy just shudders at the thought of peanut butter jelly and bologna. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you sticking that link in there. If y'all have any money you just want to throw at something, you want a truly good charity to throw it toward, and I'll tell you right now, I am not a fan of the American Cancer Society. And I'm not a fan of the Hope Lodge program well, actually, I take that back. The Hope Lodge program in general all over the country is a great program. There's a video back, oh God. Thomas, if you would stick that link up. There's a video I did about the Atlanta Hope Lodge. And the Hope Lodge program is fantastic. It truly is. And if anybody has any spare change they just want to donate to a good charity, the Atlanta Hope Lodge would be a good charity that, I'm telling you, doesn't waste money. I've seen how they run it. I've had a real up close and personal view of it. And if you just want to find a good channel to throw or a good charity to throw some money toward, the Atlanta Hope Lodge would be it. And Thomas has put a link up to that. Hey, Bobby, I didn't see you come in. Did you just sneak in, or have you been here a while and I just missed you? Bobby, you sound like me. You run off at the mouth and listen at the same time. Been here the whole time. Okay. Sorry I missed you, Bobby. I try to kind of keep a glance over here, say hello to everybody as they come in. And I want to tell y'all, I really appreciate y'all that come. I really do. I would probably sit here and talk to the camera and put it out if there was nobody watching, because I enjoy doing the YouTube videos, the recorded videos, the uploaded videos, and the live streams. And anybody that knows me knows I love to run off at the mouth. And I'd probably do the videos anyway. But I really, really appreciate my viewers. I'm glad y'all come and spend a little bit of time every week listening to the live streams and watching the other videos that I do. So anybody else have anything that they need to add, subtract to today's topic about how to improve a channel? Any questions I can answer? Maybe in a video coming up, or maybe now? That was supposed to be the whole idea of this live stream, was how to grow a YouTube channel. Don, I'm the only one what? I mean, I know I'm one of a kind, but generally that's a bad thing. I don't know if anybody could stand more than one of me. Oh, okay, Don. Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. Nathan, you're a mess. You are a mess. Kayla, we need what? Yeah, we need is half of a sentence. What is it that we need other than more dry weather? It is soggy over here. Didn't rain today. It's sprinkled a little bit since I started the live stream, just off and on. And it was dry and sunny yesterday, but God, it's a mess over here. It's muddy. What will grow in a garden that holds a lot of water? Well, rice. Somebody else in here, probably Bobby McNutt, can probably answer that better. I am not the best gardener. I guess I'm going to have to be without pigs. I'm going to have to learn to be a good gardener, but that's going to be a learning process. Bobby, if you want to grow your channel, TubeBuddy is an awesome tool. Even if you want to subscribe to it at their first level, I forget what the first paid level is, don't do it right off the bat. I'll tell you right now. Get the free version. Use the free version. Get familiar with the free version. A month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, when you know your way around the free version, then subscribe to a paid version. Because if you don't, you're going to waste that monthly subscription for the first 2 or 3 months just getting familiar with the basics. Nathan, I don't think a cypress tree is a very good garden plant. Oh, let's see. How far back can I trace my family tree? Pieces of it back to the 1500s. I've never been a real big family tree kind of guy. I know more about my mother's side than my father's side. Don't know much about my father's side other than the fact it's loaded down with drunks. I'm not being mean. I'm telling the truth. My father, his father, his father, and his father. All four died drunk at 49 years old. That's why I put myself in rehab at 49. Stayed sober for 4 years after that too, before I relapsed. But I don't really have a whole lot of interest in knowing much about my father's family. My mother's family I know a fair amount about, going back to mid to late 1500s. That's true. Ron Neitzel. Bobby, is his channel named Ron Neitzel, or does his channel have another name? Kayla, the guy Bobby McNutt just mentioned, Ron Neitzel, he can tell you all you want to know about soil. Matter of fact, I've got a book I'll let you borrow that Bobby McNutt sent me that was written by Ron. Ron comes in here every now and then. He watches most of my videos. He usually comments on all my videos. He's about as good as there is on soils and what to do with soils and how to improve soils. Of course, the wet you've got over there, there's nothing that'll improve that except hauling more soil in and raising the level of that piece of land. But Ron Neitzel would know what you could do with it that would be productive. Family weed, not a tree. Okay, the Green Wizard's his gardening website. Is that also the name of his YouTube channel, The Green Wizard? If it is, Bobby, if you don't mind, can you grab the link for his YouTube channel and put it up for Kayla and anybody else in here that's interested in building some really, really, really productive soil for a garden? Okay, the YouTube channel is The Green Wizard. There you go, Kayla. Rather than him having to go get a link, just after this is over, don't go leave until it's over. But after this is over, look up YouTube channel The Green Wizard. And anything you want to know about building good soil for a garden, Ron is the man. Anything else before we close this out, folks? Let's see. What kind of tomatoes have y'all tried, Kayla? I think you're too wet for corn. I don't think you're going to have any success with corn. I might be wrong. But what I found over here, and you know what I've got over here, just that strip of land between the pig pen and the road. And I have tried every kind of tomato out there and never had any success. Mine wasn't because it was wet. Mine was because of limited sun, because of trees on the east and west side of that little narrow strip. But I think you'd find the same thing to be true over there. Y'all have plenty of sun, but number one, as wet as it is, you're gonna have a problem with root rot if you don't stay after it. So that'll be one thing you need to do. And the other, try a different kind of tomato. You know, the only tomato I was able to get to grow over here, I can't grow a full-size tomato to save my life. I think I had 10 plants out there one year and I got one tomato this big. Cherry tomatoes. I can grow the stinking heck out of cherry tomatoes. And my favorite cherry tomato to grow is, yes, it's a hybrid, it's not a heritage. It's a cherry tomato. Sweet Millions. Sweet Hundreds was pretty good, but Sweet Millions is like eating candy. June, I've got one spot of cleared land on 2.5 acres that's about 30 feet wide and 250 feet long, and it runs north to south with trees on the east of it and with trees right up against it on the west side that are about 80 to 90 feet tall, and trees 30 feet away from it on the east side that are about 80 feet tall. So you know how much sun I get. And that limits me a lot into what I can grow as far as garden vegetables and things like that. Now, what I can grow out there and what I will be growing out there, because I'm only going to be able to do certain things after first week of April, is microgreens. Microgreens don't take much in the way of light. I am going to guess you've got a root rot problem, Kayla. I might be wrong because I'm not, I'm not a gardener. Yeah, Jeremy's probably right. But don't take my word for it because I'm not a gardener. All right, folks. We've been here for an hour and 15 minutes now, and unless y'all have any more to add, subtract, any more questions or any more answers to some previous questions, I think I'm going to about call it a night. Anybody got anything else? If not, I think everybody here is subscribed, but if you're not, if you would, hit that little subscribe button down there and give me a thumbs up. I think everybody's giving me a thumbs up. There were 13 in here max, and 13 gave me a thumbs up, and somebody wandered in and gave me a thumbs down. Okay. Whatever. Share this thing. There's a share button. You can't do it on the live, but when you come back in an hour when YouTube has put it up as a regular video, you can share this with friends. There's a way to share YouTube videos. That little thing up at the top that looks like this, there's a little dot here and a dot here and a dot here. If you click on that, it's to share, and ask you where you want to share it to. If you will, share the video. And there is a video that's already up, already scheduled, coming out Tuesday. I think y'all will enjoy. I've got one already edited and rendered that I have to upload here after we finish. That's going up Thursday. I am going to try to get a copy chat up tomorrow. No promises. And after all that, I will see y'all next Sunday. And don't forget, I want y'all to have a fantastic weekend. It's really, really simple. All it takes for a fantastic day, week, month, year, lifetime, all it takes is to always remember the tomb was empty and he is alive. Now, I'll see y'all next video, next Sunday, sometime soon.